I never thought I'd have to reclaim my own home at 67, but that's exactly what happened. I'm Bill Williams, retired Marine captain, 24 years of service, Gulf War veteran, Purple Heart recipient. I own my house free and clear. Bought in 1988 with a VA loan and paid off a decade ago. Current market value, $440,000. My investment portfolio sits at $523,000. Pension plus VA. Disability brings in $59,000 a year. I'm not wealthy, but I'm far from helpless. 10 months ago, my son Connor and his wife, Ashley, moved in to help after I had a minor stroke. 6 weeks later, I was fully recovered, cognitively perfect. Just some lingering nerve damage in my left hand from an old combat injury, but Ashley saw weakness and dollar signs. She started small, speaking to me like, I was hard of hearing, I'm not. I just have partial loss in one ear from an IED. Moving my dress blues and medals to the garage because they were too aggressive for guests. Hiding my car keys. Intercepting mail. Scheduling doctor visits without asking. Every time I pushed back, she'd sigh, Bill, you're confused again. I started doubting myself. A proud officer who once commanded, men in battle began, second-guessing whether he could even manage his own medication. Then I found the text. Ashley had left her phone on the counter. A message from Connor lit up the screen. Did you call that lawyer about the POA yet? I opened the thread and felt ice in my veins. Ashley, your dad's basically gone mentally. We need to start guardianship paperwork. Connor, you really think he'll sign? Ashley, he won't even know what it is. Once we have control, we sell this place and upgrade. His investments, too. Lawyer says it's all ours if he's ruled incompetent. I screenshotted everything, emailed it to myself, and quietly began preparing for war. I reconnected with my old unit through private channels Ashley couldn't monitor. I got a fresh medical evaluation confirming perfect cognitive function. I started recording every condescending comment, every lie, every attempt to isolate me. And I trained in secret 5 a.m. runs while they slept. Because the Marine Corps, 10K was coming up and I intended to win my age group. The final straw came at Connor's 36th birthday party in my own backyard. Ashley had taken over completely. My friends weren't invited, too intense. When seating ran short, she announced loudly in front of 20 guests. Connor, just let him sleep on the couch inside. He naps all day anyway. He won't even notice. 20 people went dead silent as my daughter-in-law told the homeowner to go sleep on the couch at his own son's party. I stood up slowly, smiled, and said, You're right, Ashley. You've been making all the decisions around here lately. Let me go make one phone call. That call was to Jerry Morrison, former JAG, now a powerhouse attorney. Tomorrow's the day. Bring the Marines. Sunday morning, my driveway looked like a military convoy. 12 vehicles, 24 people. A federal judge, a congressional chief of staff, a VA district director, a one-star general in dress blues, and a dozen other brothers I'd served with, successful, sharp, and very, very angry on my behalf. Ashley watched through the window, face going pale as each car arrived. When Brigadier General Patricia Reeves stepped out, Ashley actually whispered, Bill, who are these people? I opened the door. My Marines. They filled my living room like it was a briefing. Ashley tried the same tired lines. He has good days and bad days, until Tommy Valdez, U.S. District Judge, looked up from the folder of evidence and said coldly, Ma'am, I've known Captain Williams for 30 years. Explain to me exactly which part of attempting to steal $1 million from a competent veteran you thought was caregiving. The texts were read aloud. The recordings were played. My doctor's letter confirming perfect cognition was passed around. Sarah Washington pulled my VA file on her phone and confirmed. I'd aced every competency test. Then I stripped off my polo to reveal the racing singlet underneath, number pinned. Ready for the 10K, I asked the general if she wanted proof I could still move. 24 witnesses followed me to the backyard. I ran my measured 1.2-mile loop in 7:45, barely breathing hard. Back inside, Jerry served the cease and desist. Tommy froze the guardianship filing. Sarah opened a federal elder abuse investigation. General Reeves simply asked, Captain, your house. Your orders? Ashley Connor, you have 48 hours to get out. All financial access ends today, permanently. Monday, the FBI showed up. Tuesday, Ashley lost her dental hygienist license pending trial. Wednesday, Connor's employer Put him on unpaid leave, hard, to sell insurance to veterans when your wife tried to rob one. By Friday, the moving truck pulled away while neighbors I hadn't spoken to in months waved from their porches. 2 weeks later, I stood on the podium in D.C., gold medal around my neck, 67 years old, fastest in the 65-plus division. General Reeves pinned it herself and said, "Welcome back, Captain." My house is quiet now. My medals are back on the wall. My running shoes stay by the door. The garage is now a workshop where disabled vets build ramps and adaptive furniture because Ashley once called my injuries inconveniences. Turns out they were qualifications. Connor calls sometimes. Ashley's facing felony charges. He's in a studio apartment working a job he hates, learning the difference between helping and exploiting. I forgave my son the day he finally saw the truth. I never forgave his wife. Some battles you don't fight with rifles. Sometimes you fight them with documentation, brothers who never left you behind, and the stubborn refusal to let anyone, family or not, make you disappear in your own home.